Hey y'all, it's me, mochamoizelle. We are live on my YouTube channel and Miss Roberta Jarrett's YouTube channel. So today we are going to be talking about online income opportunities for people who are in Jamaica. So, Miss Roberta, would you feel free to introduce yourself and let people know who you are, what your specialty is?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Hi, Mocha. Good to chat with you again. My name, again, is Roberta Jarrett. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan. I am what they call a Jamaican. I've been vacationing and traveling and living in Jamaica over the past 20 years. So I've gotten to know the people in the island pretty intimately. I'm also married to a Jamaican. So I've got a chance to hang out with him and go and live some places there and explore some places in Jamaica as well. I am a travel agent. My specialty is Jamaica and the Caribbean. So I specialize in booking not just resorts and hotels and flights for my customers, but an authentic Jamaican experience as well. When I
Awesome,
got
awesome,
there,
awesome.
I had to find a way to make some cash, keep money flowing in when travel business is slow. So I would find work from home jobs in the States, to work from home doing customer service, virtual assistant work, and tech support, various different positions that I've worked online for different companies in the United States. What I've learned in that is a VPN is necessary, a virtual private network is necessary because most companies within the United States that offer work from home jobs don't want you to work from Jamaica or another country. They want you to be in the United States. Whereas with a virtual private network, a VPN, they won't know that you're in Jamaica working. So shh, don't tell anyone. And you're still able to do your work, log in on your right times. Just make sure that when you're in Jamaica, you're somewhere where you have a good internet connection so that you can stay connected during your time of work. But I found jobs at places online like a place called Rat Race Rebellion. They have tons of work from home jobs in all fields, medical fields, customer service fields, tech fields, freelancers, book readers, secret shoppers, you name it. So there are all types of work from home positions that are available at different companies. Again, you just have to make sure that you have your proper setup, office setup, which is basically a decent laptop or a desktop computer, UBS headsets. A lot of companies are allowing people to, go wireless or um, get something that is a little bit more gamey type that allow you to work a little bit better working from home. You'll need a wired internet connection to a modem, so Wi-Fi connection won't be sufficient working for some companies, so you'll definitely need wired internet connection. You'll also need, some places require like a second monitor, but if you have a flat screen TV, you can use that that's what I use as a second monitor. Just an extra flat screen that I have, a small one that my kids call played out because it's like just a little 20 something inch. So it works great as a second monitor in my office. You want to make sure you're in a quiet workspace during your time of working and, go through your training, show up on time. There are other places online that you can get jobs at called Link Up. They offer all types of jobs. And you can also go on to some of the basic search engines like monsterjobs.com and those places. You just want to put in the search engine work from home jobs. And you want to make sure that you do your research and your due diligence. Make sure it's a legitimate company and not some just fly by night folks you don't know about and, don't ask for all of the credentials that is required to work. If you got somebody just ready for you to work and they don't know your name or haven't had you fill out any paperwork or anything like that, be very cautious of that, because you could end up working for somebody for free and never getting paid. So
Oh, no, no, don't do that.
it's right.
Really quickly, can you give them just like a little bit of your history with Jamaica and how you worked with Jamaicans in the past to get jobs earning U.S. income, just like a little brief something, and then you can, get into any of the opportunities directly that just kind of like what we
Yes.
went over.
Yes, we were able to hire Jamaicans to work for our customer service business that we kind of ran. And what we would do is we would hire them in for positions. Because they were U.S. positions, I would do the interviewing for the position so that they would hear a native voice. Sometimes they get leery if they hear an accent, like a Jamaican accent. So I would do the interviews. I would train the Jamaicans on the position. Again, they would need all of the requirements that I mentioned previously: the laptop, the internet connection, quiet workspace, USB headset, etc. And they would go through the training of the for the job. They would do the training, they would do the job themselves. And if you ever worked or heard of like a temp agency, where you'd be hired in with the temp agency and you go out, you do the job, the company would send the temp agency the pay, and then they would pay you your check from the temp agency. That's kind of how we work. So the pay would come through our temp agency or our customer service agency, and then the Jamaicans would get paid through there. We could do it direct deposit through their local bank account. I've met them on the road with the envelope with cash. I've met them and sent it to through Western Union as well. So whatever their preference is, because not everyone has a bank account to deposit or transfer the funds to. So we would make arrangements on how they would prefer to get paid for their amount. And the amount that they get paid is based on what the hourly wage would be for the position that the United States is offering, which is substantially much more than they would be making at a customer service position in Jamaica, believe it or not. So it's been very successful helping with them with those type of things. But again, just making sure that they have the right credentials and the right equipment that is needed. And right about now, it's easier now. A few years ago, not everybody had great internet connection. Not everyone was able to get a good, decent laptop or computer to work with. Well, since the COVID, people are able to, the government has made internet connection a little bit better throughout the island for some areas, just because of the kids' situation and the schooling. So the adults are able to get laptops to help not only their children with their schoolwork, but to also find things to work from home for, because they may end up working in the tourism industry who has closed down or is no longer operating due to the COVID as well, and they need to find other means of getting money and funds in. So that's how I've been able to help them out. Yeah.
Yeah. What are some of the companies that you've had, that you worked with or you helped some Jamaicans earn income with in the past, or that currently that you have? Can you name some of the companies?
Yes. Some of the tax preparation companies like Tax Act, Jackson Hewitt, tax preparation companies. Those are usually like seasonal positions where they only last a couple months or during tax season. Postmates, where they would take orders for customers calling in to have their restaurant order prepared, and then a Postmate delivery person would pick up that order. So I've had them work for Postmates, for Home Shopping Network, where they were a customer service person that actually took people's orders that called in to order what they saw on TV as well. So it's been different positions. Again, it just depends on the company that's hiring at that time. Disney, they've worked for Disney for customer service to help people with their points and that with Disney's. And again, they go through the training so they know the process of the company in which they're working for. We work for sales companies, roofing companies to sell roofing when people's roofs have been torn off during hurricanes and tornadoes, and booking appointments and for folks to go out to give them assessment and make some money putting roofs on for companies. So again, just a wealth of different companies that are out there to help.
Okay, yeah. So this can be relative to like customer service and like talking, and even they should have like chat options as well too, like email, chat, things like that. They should have opportunities like that for as well if someone is scared
Yes.
about their accent being picked up or something.
Yes, some of the companies do offer email chat or in a chat box for with their companies, like U-Haul, for instance. When people need emergency road service and that type of thing, they usually do that by chat to help folks to get assistance with pickup trucks or tow trucks and getting emergency road service and that type of help assistance. So they do that through chat through companies as well, like that as well. So again, the cell phone companies like T-Mobile, Sprint, that offer work from home customer service reps, a lot of theirs is done through chat with a lot of their customers as well to help them. And a lot of the tech support companies as well work with email and chat as well.
Okay, so just to kind of go back over some of the logistics. It will kind of function, or previously it has functioned as like a temp agency, where you would interview for the positions and then you would hire people from Jamaica to basically execute the work, and then you pay them through direct deposit or Western Union or whatever means that they have to get paid to get set up. Because I was going to ask, how would that work? If they don't have like a U.S. address or they don't have like a U.S. bank account and stuff, things like that. So,
Right. So all of
um,
that would just go through, I'm sorry, all of that would just go through the temp agency address, which is my US business address. It goes to my U.S. business banking account for the pay for the checks and the payments and that as well. So they don't have that. That's the beauty of it. They don't have to worry about having a U.S. address or a U.S. Social Security number or anything like that. That's all pretty much being billed under um, the temp agency, if you will.
okay. And so for those of you who are asking, I'm sorry, it's motorbikes coming through all the time. She's based in the USA. She's from Detroit, but she travels to Jamaica often for a good part of her life. So people are asking, just information about you in particular. So I don't know if you
Okay.
wanted to elaborate on that a little bit more about your experience in Jamaica and, why you found it necessary, because I want to get into that too, as to why, you found it necessary to start creating income opportunities for Jamaicans, so where they'll be able to earn U.S. income or have different opportunities to earn additional income, being that, the job market is kind of, not as vast in Jamaica.
Okay, yes. Well, a little bit about me, guys. Okay, like I said, I'm married. I'm married. We're still married. We're not together. Okay, so I'm still married to a Jamaican, and we're not together, but we were together for like 5 years. We lived in Duncan's Bay in a nice villa. We lived in Orange Shore. I've lived in Montego Bay in the Erin Meadows housing scheme. I've lived in Ryan Park. So I pretty much lived on that part of the island, kind of all over the place with him. So I got to learn a lot of things and travel throughout the island. We would just drive to Alligator Pond just for lunch. So I got to, explore a lot of places and see a lot of things during our time together in Jamaica. And like I said, I've been coming there on vacation and just hanging out for over 20 years, from Ocho Rios to Port Antonio. So I have literally friends all over that island. Portmore, Waterford, Kingston, New Kingston, Trelawney, just all over the place. So I've gotten to explore places. I've gotten to find waterfalls and things that I didn't know existed, and maybe some Jamaicans didn't even know existed. So um, I learned to meet a lot of people and really feel like they're my family. And my heart, just ached to know that they weren't making the money that they should be getting paid, for the hard work that they do, for the ones that work at the resorts and all the hard work they do and all the long hours that they put in to just go home with literal pennies. And my heart was just like, I got to do something. I got to help them in some kind of way. I got to, get a few of them. I can't help. I know I can't help everyone,
Yeah.
but the ones that I do come in contact with, to try and help them to make more money, to help better themselves and take care of their families, and to also start their own businesses. So I do support a couple of guys there and help them to start their own clothing line. I do their T-shirt printing for them and embroider their hats and their jackets and things like that, and ship them out for them so that they can start to, get their little thing going. Because no job anywhere on earth is guaranteed for anyone.
Yeah, this something I wanted to elaborate on a little bit more because you said something about this yesterday about how these resorts make a whole lot of money, and like to know like that they are barely paying, you know, Jamaicans anything to operate these resorts. Like being that you are a travel agent, like just give us like a rundown, just a little bit. Like how does this work and how I think it should be illegal or
I
something
think it,
like
I
it.
think it should too, and we need to speak with someone in not only the tourism board, but in the government itself, the prime minister and the government and themselves, because they are the ones who have to increase their minimum wage amount. And I probably made some Jamaicans do some things that they were very afraid to do, but to demand better pay, they need you. I have friends that run those catamaran boats and they do the diving and all of that and take them out snorkeling and do all of the hard work, and they don't get paid but $20 a day. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So guess what? I'm going to help you start your own diving business. And you can still pay this guy who for his boat to go and take your customers on there to dive off of his boat. How about that? Because you out here all day for $20 or less. And that is absolutely insane.
In comparison to how much money they bringing in, and
Yeah,
that's the kicker. Like
it's absolutely insane. And they I talk with my friends, and they're complaining and they're crying and they're upset because they're literally putting their lives in jeopardy. They get the famous people Hussein bought them that want to have these massless parties on the boats, and they pack with all of these people and the crew. They still want to pay them $20. I'm like, no. Tell him he got to give y'all all at least $50, and nobody's showing up and nobody's having a party on the boat, because they need you. And you guys have got to learn to speak up, because they need you to run their businesses. Without you guys, they can't run it. They can't cook. They can't entertain. They can't change the sheets. They can't do
they
anything
need them
without
more
you
than they.
guys demanding better pay. You guys should get better pay. When I book clients to Azul, that's why I book most of my clients to Azul in the grill. One of those swim out rooms is a good 5-6 grand per couple. Easy.
And that's just per couple per room, and then that adds up when you have all the
Yeah.
multiple. I'm thinking about how much money these people make a day, and you don't even have the decency to
You
pay
don't even
these
get
people
a
a
percentage.
living.
You can't
What
even
like
count a
it's crazy.
percentage of what you know what I mean? You can't even. They pay me 21% of the room that I book for my customers at Azul. They don't even pay their employees that money. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And you feel so bad because they're not making money. The cleaning lady, she makes sure my room is the way it needs to be, smells the way it wants, got my bottle of water, my piece of chocolate on the pillow, and the bottle of water on the nightstand, and the whole nine. So it warms your heart, and you end up leaving them $100 tips all of the bartenders and the servers there, you're always tipping them because you know what their home living situation is. And it's very sad. I've had people accuse them of stealing silverware, and I cuss them out. Like, what the hell? If you paid them enough, they wouldn't have to take your damn spoon home. They could go buy their own spoons, so pay them enough money. They make enough money to go to work and come back and go back home, basically. Stop and get a patty, but for the most part, most of them can't afford to, pay rent. I'm looking at all of these new housing schemes that they're building and the cost of them. How the hell are Jamaicans going to afford $100,000 house, even though it's not that expensive for us, but they're building 100 of these. Who's buying them? It's not that many of us, moving back over there, all at once to be buying all these housing schemes up like this that they're building all over the island. So you got to pay these people the money so that they want to live in these beautiful houses with new granite countertops and, actual light fixtures and not just a bulb hanging out the wall. They want to live in these places, and they want to raise their families and their children in these gated communities with the swimming pools and
And
the
they should
tennis
be
court.
able to. And they should be able
Yes.
to, because that's the thing. It's like there's something that I've discussed on my channel is that the people who are coming and migrating here, they recognize like what the situation is in Jamaica, and they are coming here to take advantage of it and exploit it. Like I'm
No,
I'm almost
I
sick.
won't exploit them. I won't do that to them. I
No,
love
I'm talking
them.
about like the resorts and like like the bigger branded companies and things like that. I'm just even at some of the fast food restaurants. I'm like, y'all charging U.S. prices, but you still paying. It's like you're not even paying
Like,
them the
what are they,
minimum wage that
$2
we
an hour or something? It's nothing. Absolutely no money. It's like,
nothing.
are you guys, come on. And I make them look, you guys can go off on people. Jamaicans got some attitudes, okay? I've seen their hospitality and their kindness on the tourist side and at the resorts. And I've seen them, on the local side, you know what I mean? So I know both sides of the Jamaicans, and they need to have that local side at work for a minute. You know what I mean? And let these people know that they demand more than what they're paying them. These places make millions of dollars. They're not hurting. They're not
They
hurting
make
at all.
millions, and I'm
They're
like,
making
even they make
millions
millions. And
and
I'm like, you
millions
should
of
at the
dollars.
very least. They should at the very least have the decency. Even if the law does not permit it, you should at least have the decency to pay these people a
A
living
living
wage. Because
wage.
I'm like, it's just insane.
It is absolutely insane. And I guess me being older and going through the ranks of working at, fast food restaurants here in the United States and working my way up the corporate ladders of businesses, I had to learn how to speak up for myself at these jobs for not only better pay, better positions, the whole nine. If you don't say anything, they'll just treat you just as you're behaving, and you don't ask for nothing. That's just what you're going to get. Nothing. You have to open your mouth. And that whole island, I've been around them. You guys got to get out of that damn slave mentality still. That mentality where long as you do a good job and they give you whatever they can give you, that's good enough. No, you guys are very talented. You guys put in hard work there, and you should be getting paid your worth. No licensed scuba diver should be getting paid no damn $20. I'm like, scuba diving costs money. You should be getting paid $200 a dive, easy. US dollars in your pocket, no problem. You guys got to speak up for yourselves. You got to demand these places pay you your worth, not what they want to pay you, but your worth. You guys' worth are more than what they're paying you. And their companies, their resorts, their businesses cannot operate without you there, period. They're seeing the effects of that now with the COVID and them not being able to open up 100% and to have people there. So other employees have already had to find ways of better and more employment because they're not able to go to the resorts to work. So this is a lesson for them. You need to, honor these people and pay these people their worth. It's bad enough I've watched them get patted down on the way out the back gate, when they getting off of work, standing at bus stops and waiting on taxis all day long, been at work all day back there at the crack of dawn for pennies. There's no way I couldn't do it. So all of those people that get on and worried about finding a job, you don't really want a job in Jamaica, not at the rate that they pay. Nobody wants to work that. Jamaicans don't even want it. Okay, that's why they don't care for tips at the resorts in Jamaican dollars. Please give them US dollars because they can go further with it when they go on the road to spend it. It's
Okay.
just absolutely crazy. So
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
looking to help, some people start some businesses, and I'm gonna pay people what I'd expect to be paid. You understand what I mean? I treat people the way I want to be treated. So that if I'm blessed to be able to come there and start a few businesses up in Jamaica, I definitely will be paying a decent minimum wage, a decent wage for people to be able to take care of their households and pay their bills and rent and want to come to work. People want
Yeah.
to come to work when they're making some money.
Right. So just to give y'all a bit of an overview, if you're just not joining us. So yesterday, I have a group on Facebook called Black Expats in Jamaica. And it is for Black people who are either looking to return to Jamaica or make Jamaica their home. So we were having, because I get a lot of questions in the group, people are asking, well, can I come to Jamaica and get a job? Like, what's the job market there? Like, how would I support myself financially? And so this discussion came about because, we, had to inform, because people don't have this perception, or they, only understand Jamaica to be like a vacation or tourist spot. They don't necessarily have an understanding of the economy there. So again, these discussions came about because, we were trying to, at least get people some type of insight and understanding that, you'll have to figure out, don't come to Jamaica for a job. And so Miss Roberta came on, and she, was giving out, all this great information. And when I heard you, saying that you were helping like people in Jamaica, earn US income, from online, I'm like, that's a fantastic opportunity. And that's another way that we can help pour back into Jamaica and, get them out of that, dependency on tourism, or at least, they have more opportunities to, kind of decide and figure out what they want to do. So I thought it was phenomenal. So I was like, I didn't want to just leave this conversation in the group. I wanted, Jamaicans who, want opportunities to have access to this information as well. So I know people are going to be curious and want to probably get in touch with you. Are you okay? Or are you open to that? Like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
well, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, on YouTube, I am Roberta the Jamerican. Is my YouTube channel. So, and I'm just getting that started because I'm actually going to be vlogging my move to Jamaica and the processes that I'm going through to get ultimately moved there. So I'm doing a vlog on that, and that is Roberta the Jamaican. I am Roberta Jarrett on Facebook and Instagram. So I can be found on there as well, on those two platforms as well. And of course, this is my travel business here, Luxivo Vacations. So that is also on YouTube and Facebook as separate entity for my businesses. And another tip for everybody, run as many businesses and do as much as you can to make money. Have all multiple streams of income, because one stream of income isn't always guaranteed, and something can happen, like with my travel business. It's always something happening. It's always an obstacle put in my place to stop people from traveling or calling to cancel their trip, like the CDC just implementing these. You got to come back with a negative COVID test and get back in the United States type thing now. So, it's always something going on to, stop your flow of income. So you always have to have a constant stream of income going to just in regular life, and no matter where you live on earth,
Right.
really.
And then I also wanted to, just touch on the point that the way we understand job, work, and income, that's changing anyway. Like a lot of things are going to be shifting towards the internet. So the sooner that you are able to kind of like, start the process, or figuring out to function online, you will go ahead and give yourself at least some type of leeway because, a lot of, even in America, a lot of our traditional jobs and stuff are leaving and people are trying to figure out what to do. So, it's just start thinking about ways that you can earn income online. And I teach English online for those of you who don't know. And there are opportunities for some companies. You don't have to be, an American, or you don't have to be a native English speaker. As long as you can speak or speak English for the most part, you can look into getting a certificate, just saying that you are able to teach English. And those are other opportunities as well. And again, there are a plethora of things and ways to earn money online. Miss Roberta gave us a few, and then I have what I do currently. So, yeah, get in touch with her if you are, looking for more information. Again, she has worked with Jamaicans in the past so she functions somewhat as a temp agency. So she will go and interview for the positions and will hire Jamaicans to, I guess, execute the work, if I'm explaining that correctly,
Yes.
and pay them. So, I don't know. I'm not seeing too many questions. Again, people will probably come back later and watch this
Okay.
and probably have a
Yeah,
bunch
but
of
the
questions.
Jamaicans, I trained them so that they understand and know what the processes are and what the things and the requirements that they need first. So they're vetted first. And then once I find a job, you're ready to go. So I pop you up on what the job requirements are going to be, when the training is going to be, when you need to be logged on, what your work schedule is going to be, and that type of thing. And I let them go because this is their job, So if they want it, they want it. If not, then it gets passed on to someone else that wants the job. They just need to make sure that they have the right equipment and the tools that they need to work. They can't, be borrowing their brother's laptop, only on Wednesday and Fridays, type of thing. They need to make sure they have everything in place in order to be successful at working from home and making some real US dollars. You got on mute. Oh,
I had a little lag going on there. Okay, so yeah, operating international business. Let's see. So I guess I guess it's definitely gonna be dependent on where you're going, and this is something I'm planning on it to set up a business here eventually, and I'm not too. I don't have too much information to give on the inside because it's a process even getting a work permit and stuff here. So
right.
it's definitely doable. I guess, if you have any questions in particular about setting up an international business, then I guess you can, message Miss Roberta, or, you can rewatch the video because she gave out a lot of good information. But I guess it's like more so like the logistics, like that people will
Right.
want to know about or will need more insight on. So that's gonna be it. Any, final little tips or details that you want to give people, or again, if they want to contact you, what would they need to do?
Well, again, they can contact me. Actually, I have a Jamaica number, 876-801-6572. That's 876-801-6572. That's my Jamaica line with Flo. My work number, I have an 888 office number here in the United States, is 888-227-6607, extension 4399. So those are my numbers. Again, you can find me, Roberta Jarrett, on Facebook, Instagram, and you'll see either a Jamaican flag behind me or I'm dressed in Jamaica colors. I literally love Jamaica. So one picture may have me with a Jamaica hat, a black hat on with Jamaica
Roberta the
colors if I've
Jamerican.
done it.
Yes, yes.
And the other one, my for my travel business, because I am a Jamaica specialist in travel. It's a Jamaica flag behind me. So
Okay.
that's how you'll be able to recognize my little profile pictures in, and as well as here with Roberta the Jamerican on
Okay.
YouTube. So
So this is definitely, yeah, I had to, make this information available to, Jamaicans. I didn't want to keep these things confined to the group. But if you are a Black person looking to relocate to Jamaica, make Jamaica your home. If you are a Jamaican, returning, or if you are, someone who was in Jamaica able to provide resources to help us build a community. This is more so for me about community building. I created the group because for stuff like this, like how can we better integrate into Jamaica? How can we make Jamaica better for the Black identifying population of Jamaica? And that's really what's important to me because I see so much potential in everything in Jamaica. It's a beautiful place, and I just wish if things were especially in regards to like labor and pay and things like that, it kind of it just my gears again with the whole tourist sector and like how much money these people make even just in a day, and you can't even have just the common decency to even just make sure that your staff and your workers are good. It's like they literally need these people to even operate these places,
exactly.
and then they take the money that they make and I'm like, does it even come back to Jamaica? Does any of that money stay like in Jamaica? And I know they have like their little donations, like little programs, but I'm like they're taking that money back to their countries, not even helping. It's like the even the
Actually, they're
progress.
buying up more Jamaica land, building more resorts. Watch all of the resorts that's coming in the next 2 years. Watch all the resorts. There's going to be a Margaritaville resort coming in Montego Bay. Down in South Coast, they're building all kind of new resorts and villas. They take it and they recycle it and build some more money to be spent, some more places for money to be spent, and for them to underpay more Jamaicans wanting to and needing these jobs. So we need to work with them and show them how to speak up and demand more money. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Is they have to demand it. When we get ready to start Black Wall Street in Jamaica, y'all, that we had here years ago. uh,
I'm down.
and
I'm down. Cause I'm like, it's I was like, I hate that Jamaicans even have to leave Jamaica to try and, go and earn. Cause the money that's coming into Jamaica should be able to sustain Jamaica and very well. And it's like, these people have to leave their home, their countries, their families to go and try and do the same thing, work for pennies in America, but the cost of living is high over there. So it's like you can't win for losing, really.
right.
Like it's just like this big old cycle, that we get caught in. So,
And it's the same for American blacks,
right,
African
right,
Americans. My thing is I can do better in Jamaica than I can in the United States as far as financing is
right,
concerned and
and
making money.
that's another thing because people are so they identify America as the land of milk and honey, and I'm like,
No, no. That's why
I
we
mean,
all got to come
for
together.
particular
We got
people,
to stop
yes,
buying up this land. We got to start building resorts. We got to stop being afraid to go out there on a limb and support and invest in one another. We got to start putting our credit and our money up and going to the bank as a group and saying, hey, we want to get a loan. We want to build our own resort off of the beach. We want to start doing, and we got to do it. We can't be afraid, and we can't keep, being crabs in a barrel pulling each other down, trying to be the one on top all the time. We all need to hold hands and go in this together and make this happen. And we can own the malls, the resorts, you
yep,
know everything in Jamaica should be owned by Jamaicans. More stuff should be
yes,
owned by Jamaicans than the
yeah,
foreigners, and it's not that way. And
yeah.
this is the time to redo this and,
And
and,
that's why
and
I'm
get
like,
this right.
because I'm like, so people are coming to Jamaica, non-black people coming to Jamaica. That's why I say they recognize what it is. I'm like, these people can come from their countries poor, come to Jamaica and make bank because of,
Yes.
again, it's just like those structures are not in place, for to even that playing field.
Yes. And see, and again, guys, we have to trust one another. We have to do what we need to do. Those other people that are coming from other countries, China, India, guess what? They live in those big old mansions in Orange Shore with the 10, 11, 12 bedrooms. They all stay there. Okay. Everybody Range Rover going around a circular driveway. Okay. And they own in the stores down in the marketplaces where we go shopping at with all these windows and bars and stuff up where you can't touch nothing and they got to go get it for you, so
Yeah, it's like,
and they doing it. So we got to learn how to move in, all of us, 10, 11, 12 of us living in one of them big mansions up in Spring
and
Gardens
it's
or Unity
possible.
Hall
It's it's
somewhere,
it's it's, it's very
then one
possible.
field together, you know what I mean? And everybody's able to save their money and get what that's how they get what they get. You know what I'm saying? You didn't got 12 people paying 12 different mortgages and rents. It's one. And everybody put their $10 in. You know what I mean? And save the rest. So we got to learn how to work and live like that as well, and not think, our life is so private and secret and we all need to have our own little spaces so tightly and knitly all the time. Now we need to come together and stay together and build together. And I'm ready, guys. Who with me? Let's do this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's like I was trying to figure out because I'm like, how can we pour back into Jamaica? And this just is just such a great idea. And I hope that you are actually able to expand this, or we can, whatever means that we need to expand like those opportunities to have more people being able to access that income from abroad. Because I was, again, it was like those stipulations, that I was trying to figure out, like, well, how would this work? Well, that's a great idea, to have it kind of set up like a temp agency, and then you outsource the work to them. So I think I think it's that's a great opportunity and something to tap into, and it would be an awesome way to pour back into Jamaica again, so they can relinquish that dependency on the tourism industry, so they don't have to try and figure out how they got to leave and go abroad and all this other stuff. It's like
Right.
we got the internet, make you do everything else on the internet, figure out how to situate and yourself up on the internet, because again, that's where it's heading.
Right. And a lot of
So
them are
it's been
making
great.
money on the internet. A lot
So
of them
for
got their
people who are
YouTube
looking
channels and
to,
they getting paid just for doing YouTube channels.
yep, so there's so many options and opportunities. If y'all looking to get in touch with me directly, you can, if you're on my YouTube channel, you can my Facebook and my Instagram and my email address linked somewhere, but you can reach me at contact@mochamoizelle.com, and you can reach me there. And if you are interested in being an expat and you want to do business in Jamaica, it's a plethora. Listen, I don't even, this group kind of just took like a life of its own. And listen, I was like, again, I was like a little lonely expat. I was like, ain't nobody out here. I don't know nobody out here in Jamaica. I just know I want to be in Jamaica. And I created the group, and it's like resources have just been coming from everywhere. Like, I never would have imagined, like, being able to sit and have opportunities, even for Jamaicans to be able to have access to. So this is great. Does anybody, I'm trying to look at the questions. Yeah. So these are, yeah, everybody's commenting, this is great information. Great, 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 great.
Great, great, great.
Again, I'm going to, y'all can, they got the little chat thing going on over there, but Miss Roberta, if that's all that you have, I want to thank you so much for even, just sharing your knowledge and information with us and taking out the time to distribute this information, and a lot of great ideas, a lot of good things are happening. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, just comment below or get in contact with us directly if you have questions. But again, Miss Roberta, she has worked with Jamaicans and helping them earn income from home, U.S. income from home, working with different customer service positions and things like that. So
And starting their own businesses in Jamaica. I
and
tell
starting
folks
and
to get
starting your
over in the
own
Old Harbor,
businesses.
start their own medical
Yeah.
businesses and the
Yeah.
whole nine. So
So basically, any way you need to learn how to get a bag, Miss Roberta can help
there
you
you go.
can get to it. So it starting a business, earning income online. Like, yeah, this is definitely what we need to start doing and pooling our resources together. So that we can make it work for each other. So,
Right.
okay, so I'm gonna sign off. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, Miss Roberta. I'll see you in the group.
Okay. And
Um,
thank you for inviting me.
and
Appreciate it.
again, yeah. So that's it. I will see y'all later. Thank y'all so much for watching, and thank y'all for
Okay,
the
y'all. I'm finna go do
donations.
some Jamaican curry chicken.
Go subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel again? Roberta the
Roberta the
Jamerican.
Jamerican.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna link it because you sent me the link, so I'm gonna put it in here
Okay.
somewhere.
Thank
Okay.
you.
But all right, thank you so much. I will
Take
see y'all
care.
later. Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye bye.